Very important possession in this football game for the Bruins. Down by 18. Hundley, man open, caught by Fuller in stride. If he had been in stride, rather, it would have been a touchdown. He had to lunge a bit for it and had to go down at the 16.
This is a wheel route. They're matching up Gary, number 25, the true freshman linebacker. They're in zone, but they clear the safety out with the outside receiver, getting a one-on-one matchup. Speed beat Gary on that particular play.
It really was exciting. Hundley handled the low snap, and it's a touchdown for Paul Perkins. Huge touchdown drive for the Bruins. Amy Fairbairn on for the extra point. No disputing that that one was good. And it's 21-10. Huge third down conversion by Hundley to put them in this position.
We saw Michael Rose make a great play early in the drive. Right here, he gets blocked, allowing that open hole, and that's blocked by Suafilo, the fine guard for the Bruins. That's that true freshman. You live with their mistakes, both good and bad. Good isolation, good call by the Bruins to hit it right up the gut.
Coach, you guys were able to put some points on the board before the half. What have you seen out of your offense in the last 2 minutes that might have been missing the rest of the game?
Well, we look like ourselves finally. You know, we're a tempo offense. We play with a lot of confidence. I think that was missing early. I think the interception hurt us. You know, we've had a couple mistakes that have hurt us, but I think we can come back and get back in this thing.
It'll be key for your defense to keep your offense on the field. What else do you need to see out of them?
Well, we got to get the ball. You know, we need to take the ball away. You know, we don't have a takeaway yet. So, you know, the ball's out there for us to take. We got to go get it.
Thanks, Coach.
All right.
Always easy being the exception. The square peg. They'll tell you you don't belong. That it's not your place. That it'll never fly. But here, you learn you have a choice.
I got my PhD in neuroscience.
You can listen to those voices.
Thanks very much.
Or you can leave them all speechless.
UCLA started to find its legs at the end of the half.
You know, I think it's fair to say that they were very emotional to start the game, and that might have had an effect on the slow start that they had. Then when you saw what UCLA was capable of, and especially on the offensive side of the ball, going down for that touchdown right before the half. And the good news, if you're a UCLA fan, they've had 3 passes or big play opportunities. 3 of them completed, Sean, for over 30 yards throughout that first half. So the big play is there to be had.
Here's Jordon James off to the races for UCLA. All the way out near midfield. 38-yard run for James on the first play from scrimmage in the second half of the Bruins. Hundley swings it out into the flat. Perkins missed tackles in space again by Nebraska. And Perkins is down to the 20-yard line. Josh Banderas finally got him on the new field turf, a gain of 20.
Excellent observation, Sean. This is where they get hurt because they play so much man-to-man. If you miss one guy, it takes a while for the rest of the cavalry to arrive to the party, and that's why Perkins has all that space to run.
Hundley throws first down. Another decent-sized gain against the Nebraska defense. A seam found by Darius Bell, and a good throw by Hundley for 18.
Give a gold star right there to that front five of gold helmets, giving the protection for Hundley to keep his eyes downfield, and you see him throw that fastball.
It was all Nebraska early. The game's tilted in favor of UCLA. James, touchdown. Again, very poor tackling. And UCLA is within 5. Will they go for 2, or with this much time left, just kick the point?
You go ahead and get the 1.
A little later in the game, you try to get within a field goal, but with more than a quarter and a half to play, they'll take the point.
I think they got confidence in their offense, Sean. They got their rhythm.
Fairbairn to kick the extra point. "14 unanswered points by the UCLA Bruins on the road in Lincoln, Nebraska, trying to beat the Cornhuskers for the second year in a row. James capping a 10-play, 89-yard drive. UCLA 14 unanswered points. On that drive, they had 64 yards after a Nebraska defender made contact with the ball carriers. Nebraska done a pretty good job in the first half of limiting the number after they gave up 295 yards after contact last year in their loss to the Bruins in Pasadena.
Well, that's a definition of college football today on the offensive side. Everybody gets the ball in space, and it becomes athlete against athlete. And anytime you play man, all the other defenders are there. So if you miss the tackle, the runner runs for a long way before you can get help. Until guys realize that their guy's not getting the ball, you got to run and rally.
Nebraska offense has gone stagnant. We mentioned a lot of their scoring in the first half, helped by the short field, the interception return, and the problem on the punt. And now Martinez is sacked by Keenan Graham. His first sack of the game. He had 2 sacks in their opener against Nevada. They had 2 as a team. He had both of them.
Well, there's no separation or nobody open, and when you're able to get pressure with just 4, that allows you to operate some double coverages down the field, forcing Taylor Martinez to eat the ball.
Chance now with a touchdown to take the lead for UCLA. Thomas Duarte, the tight end, with the catch. And they're into Nebraska territory very quickly to the 45-yard line. Hundley, quarterback draw. First down. Still running and tripped up at the 28-yard line by Harvey Jackson. Harvey's hurt again. If he didn't make that tackle, Hundley might have been gone. Hundley on 1st and 10, throwing, caught, touchdown, Shaq Evans, and the Bruins have come back from 18 down to take the lead.
You live by man coverage, you die by man coverage, especially with a sharpshooter like Hundley. Not bad coverage right here by number 5. Josh Mitchell, but the ball's placed only where Shaquille Evans can get the football. And again, they're doing what they want to do, the Nebraska's defense. They want to run it, they want to pass it, hit big plays over the top.
Fairbairn kicks the extra point. UCLA trailed 21-3. They've scored 21 unanswered points. 28-yard touchdown pass to Evans as they struck quickly. Just 4 plays to go, 57 yards. Sean McDonough, Chris Spielman, Shannon Spake back in Lincoln, Nebraska, where this game has completely turned around. Slow start for UCLA. Perhaps still processing their emotions. They're losing their teammate last Sunday morning. Nick Pasquale, sophomore walk-on wide receiver, killed when he was struck by a car in San Clemente, California. As Jim Moore said at the half, late in that first half, you could see that they were getting back to playing as they ordinarily do, and it's carried into the second half. Wow, the entire defense chasing after him, it seemed, and he finally threw it away. Four straight punts for Nebraska, 4 straight possessions. Hundley throws, and he is really heating up. Jordon Payton lost his helmet, so the play ends. Where his helmet came off at the 41-yard line. Credit Josh Mitchell with the stop, and Payton comes out of the game.
Sean, here's what's happening. Nebraska's not rushing. Look, they're kind of just forming a 4-man line to keep Hundley in the pocket, make him play quarterback. Well, if you make him play quarterback, that allows too much time downfield for those receivers to do work and get open.
12-yard gain. Hundley kept it, finds a seam. First down. Upended by Nathan Gary, the freshman, at the 29-yard line. And John Papuch is trying to find the answers right now.
I'm going to give him one. Start blitzing. You got to get aggressive because they're tearing you up right now. You have to take control and control the game and dictate what they do by your defense. Don't sit back and get killed. There's a blitz right there, missed tackle.
Jordan James runs through the defense and really just stumbled at the 23-yard line. Andrew Green credited with the stop. Well, this is not the week when the Nebraska defense has stopped all the big plays. UCLA's had 4 pass plays in this game of 28 yards or more. They've had a 38-yard run. Hundley has a man open in the flat. Philip Rule lunging for the end zone. Touchdown, UCLA.
This has been a big running formation, and you're going to see Philip Rule sneak out into this to the flat area, and they get a nice little pick off the safety on number 11, Andrew Green. There's a pick on Andrew Green, who had a man-to-man that allowed him to create space. Hundley to deliver the ball, and the awareness to reach the ball across before his knee hits for 6.
Extra point good by Fairbairn. 28 straight points for UCLA. They have opened up a 10-point lead. See, after that touchdown, Nick Pasquale certainly foremost in their minds, their hearts, throwing his number over their hearts. But Brent Hundley held up the towel with Pasquale's number 36 that he's been wearing. Martinez in all kinds of trouble and slammed down back at the 31-yard line. Barr and Jack weren't going to let him get away.
This is speed. One of the reasons why Jim Moore incorporates the 3-4 defense, because you can recruit linebackers that can run against spread offenses. And right here you see it where both Barr and Jack are players on the play.
Foltz on the punt. It's a fake. And it is stopped right at the line to make. Broderick Nickens carried the ball. Based on our yellow line, the nose of the football just did get to it.
I like the call. I think it's a gutsy call. I think it's a right call, except for one thing. I don't have an offensive lineman running the football. Now that makes 0 sense to me.
Huge measurement. And they're short. Short by about a foot.
Right here he is, number 69. Now, it's a good call. I mean, they're in good position, but you got a big offensive lineman that can run, and you have Goforth coming up and saying go back with a big, huge stop. You might want to get a skilled position or at least a tight end in there, somebody used to carrying the ball that has the knowledge maybe to stretch the ball across the first down line if he knew he was there. Huge stance for the Nebraska defense right now. Challenge.
And UCLA having its way with that Nebraska defense. All kinds of time again for Hundley, and now Evans with all kinds of open space. Inside the 10 and out of bounds at the 7-yard line.
You can't play man if you're not going to get pressure on the quarterback. You can't do it. You can't ask those guys to do it. And what is happening is Nebraska's getting zero pressure. They were creating pressure in the first half, but you can't ask Deontay Evans to stay with a player the caliber of Evans all day because it's just pitch and catch for these guys. They're too good. That's why you have to blitz if you're going to play man.
Fifth pass play of 28 yards or more. That one went for 37. Jordan James now down near the 2-yard line. Ridden down by Corey Cooper, Nathan Gary. Second and goal. Hundley throws, touchdown. They are making it look easy on offense. Iese made the touchdown reception. Backup fullback with his first touch of the year. Fairbairn for the extra point. 4 possessions in this quarter for UCLA and 4 touchdowns. Jim Mora has to be so proud. Everything his team's had to deal with this week, the death of a much-loved player on their team. Down 21-3 in a hostile environment, everything going against them. If they were trying to make Nick Pasquale proud today, they have succeeded.
Certainly did, and I love the play call. First of all, Nebraska's not lined up. You're going to see their defensive line standing up. They're not ready to play. Here's the Iese right here going to sneak in. They're playing man coverage, but when you can run and pass, you get everybody jumping inside, and it's just pitch and catch. Outstanding play calling by Noel Mazzoni this second half, and in the first half, toward the end of the first half, where they got it going.
For those just joining us, Nick Pasquale killed when he was struck by a car. Wide receiver for UCLA, walk-on. Jim Moore said when he looked at his high school tape, saw a guy who was 5'7", thought to himself, this guy can't play. But then he kept watching the tape and realized that Nick Pasquale had a tremendous heart. Invited him to walk on at UCLA, became a very important member of the scout team. Tremendous attitude, showed up to work hard every day. Loved by the other players, called him Pac-Man. This program there has been devastated by the young man's death. This UCLA team will attend his services tomorrow when they get back to Southern California. They wanted to honor his memory, and boy, have they done that with this performance.
Yeah, you know, Sean, it was hit particularly hard with Eric Yarber, the wide receivers coach, who after practice, Eric would go over to stretch Nick all the time, and when Nick wasn't there at practice, it really hit Coach Yarber pretty hard.
I said earlier this week, Eric Yarber, the wide receiver coach, went over after practice to stretch Nick Pasquale and then realized that he wasn't there. It was very emotional on the practice field, according to Jim Mora. UCLA dominated in that third quarter, scored 28 points. Nebraska just 57 yards of offense. Martinez in trouble and sacked. Epinesa got him.
That's a luxury right there when you have a nose tackle staying his job, holding the middle and coming off blocks to bring down Martinez.
Ball's out again and recovered by UCLA, it appeared. Officials say yes, Anthony Jefferson has it after Anthony Barr knocked it loose.
You want to see why Anthony Barr on Todd McShay's Scout Inc. is a top 5 player, splitting 2 blockers, able to lunge his body in there and get the weak point of the arm of Abdullah. Look at Anthony Barr. That's a big-time play, Sean. Defeating 2 blocks, making a solid tackle, loose ball on the ground. And Anthony Jefferson there to capitalize for the Bruins.
Brings the ball over to Coach Moore on that very emotional UCLA sideline, and you know if they win, there's going to be a lot of tears shed on that sideline and in that dressing room. As mentioned earlier, many have Anthony Barr highly rated, including Todd McShay, who has him as the #4 prospect in the country.
He's got Brett Hundley, #2 quarterback, behind a very talented Teddy Bridgewater. Best natural thrower in college football is Teddy Bridgewater.
James over 100 yards rushing now for the second game in a row with 103. Hundley elected to keep it, chased down from behind by Harvey Jackson, who came on a safety blitz. Here's Shannon.
While the Nebraska offense was on the field and the defensive line was sitting on the bench, all the coaches, players, they were walking up to the defensive linemen, particularly the ends, Jason Ankra, Randy Gregory. They were challenging their toughness, telling them they just need to get back in the game and just really trying to get their heads back in this.
They need to get pressure, and that's what they haven't got in the second half. They had plenty of it in the first half, but it's very difficult to play man-to-man if you're giving Hundley 6 seconds to throw the football.
Miller Martinez is now thrown for 204 yards. This pass batted down by Jack. He's a true freshman. Didn't start in the first game against Nevada, but he was all over the tape when you watched it. Jim Moore said he's special. He has to start, and he has to start right now.
And I agree with Coach Moore after watching him play today. And Rodriguez can help his buddy out by taking his knees out to get his hands down to create a throwing lane so he can get the ball to him. But Jack, he's something. We're seeing a lot of outstanding true freshman linebackers in this game.
Seattle area, Myles Jack from Bellevue, Washington, was part of some state championship sprint relay teams, so he can really run. Martinez, look out, finally gets it off, batted around and incomplete. It's starting to look like schoolyard ball now. Just run around and hope somebody runs open over by the swing set. UCLA seemingly on its way to a big road win in Lincoln, Nebraska. And the game totally turned. Give UCLA credit. They look like the much better team here today. Small pockets of their fans, not exactly in the prime seats here at this great venue, which dates back to 1923.
Similar to last year's game, Sean, where Nebraska scored a lot of points in the first half, got 6 in the second. This year, they've been shut out in the second half.
Game summary. History made today by UCLA. The 28 points they scored in the third quarter, the most ever given up by Nebraska in any quarter. in a game here at Memorial Stadium. Dates back to 1923. They trailed 21-3. Red Hundley had that big first down run late in the first half to extend a drive. They wound up scoring on it. They have dominated the game. Here's Fairbairn after UCLA took 6.5 minutes off the clock in that possession. They get 3 more. Second half dominated by UCLA. Jordon James, the first touchdown in an onslaught of 4 of them. Long pass to Shaq Evans. Rule out of the backfield, a great effort. They extended across the goal line and then wide open. Iese in the back of the end zone. They made it look easy, and it was easy.
It was, and the thing that Jim Moore has to be pleased about is the balance that they had on offense. And again, there was no rhythm, and we talked about maybe their minds were somewhere else at the beginning of the game. They got into the rhythm, and Bo was concerned. Bo Pelini was concerned going into the half. He told Shannon Spake that, man, that touchdown going into the second half gave UCLA momentum. They just carried it on throughout the second half. Their defense has been outstanding the second half, shutting them out.
And those points Nebraska's given up at home since October 4th, 2008, when Missouri beat them 52-17 here. He's spinning out intentionally.
Pulling out
was a mess.
Pulling out of pit stops. Who knows? Big win for Jim Moore and his staff. Honor.
Program that showed a lot of character and a lot of love for Nick Pasquale with the way they played today. Wanted so much to win for him. Wonder if perhaps the beginning of the game was hard to manage those emotions, but once they settled in, they dominated this game. A lot of respect between those two. A very emotional coach who was fighting back tears on the field before the game. Runs off after a win. He's been involved in a lot of wins in his career at a lot of levels. I imagine very few have meant as much as this one, if any. Shannon.
Coach, you said this week that it really wasn't about a win or a loss. This was about Nick. But how far does this win go in the healing process for you guys?
Our goal today was to honor Nick. Our goal today was to come out here and have our play reflect everything that he meant to us and everything that was great about him, so that his family sitting at home, Mel, Lori, AJ, we did it for your son. We did it for your son.
How much of the emotional side of this do you think affected your first half play?
I don't know. I don't like excuses. I just think we were a little tight, and I think that's a really good football team over there. And I just told the guys at halftime, I says, dang, it's good to see you finally, you know, and we finally showed up in the second quarter and started to play with a little bit of confidence like we've earned, and we got one for Nick, baby. That's what I know, is we got one for Nick. So,
looking ahead, we asked you this week how good this team could be this year, and you said, ask me after this game. So how good can you guys be?
We can be good if we keep working hard. We stay focused. We don't get ahead of ourselves. We prepare this week like we prepared every week. I'm going to give you every coach cliche there is, but that's the key to it. We got to stay humble and stay focused.
Thanks, Coach. We're going to walk over here and talk to your quarterback right now. Great game for you guys today. What do you think was the turning point for you guys?
I just think when we relaxed and just took it slow. You know, first half there was a lot of emotions in this game. I mean, for instance, me. I mean, there was a lot of emotions for this game. I mean, with Pacquiao going, and second half we calmed down and then played our game.
What were the emotions like in the first half for you guys? I mean, we could see the towel that you're carrying around. What were the emotions like for you guys because of the loss of Nick?
To be honest, they're unexplainable. Unexplainable.
How were you guys able to get past it?
We just had to play, and we played for him. This is the game. This is the game for him.
Great job today.
Thank you.
Guys?
Obviously, the emotion's still very raw, and understandably so. And Jim Moore deserves a lot of credit. And he said one of the things he likes coaching about college football is that you have to be in many ways a father figure to these men. Boy, did they need him this week, and did he stand up to that challenge. A win all Bruins should be proud of. And really a good day for college football. Final score 41-21.
Yeah.